Hi everyone, it's Marla. Welcome to Eclipse Astrology and Tarot. This is your weekly reading for the week of May 7th, 2016. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can visit my website at eclipseastro.com. You can follow me on Facebook at Eclipse Astrology and Tarot. So some pretty intense energies we had last week, and they're looking like they're going to be even more intense this week. I spoke a little bit about that wave of love from Atlantis that's going to be affecting us. It's already being felt, and it's going to be exact on the 10th, an exact conjunction between Venus and the asteroid Atlantis, both of them trining Alma and Jupiter. So a very powerful energy to open your heart. And we have the new moon today. This is Friday the 5th that I'm recording this. New moon in Taurus. And if you haven't done a new moon ritual, you can still do one today or tomorrow, which is just writing down what you want to manifest at this new moon. And then take some action steps during the month to get you started. So what do we have this week? The overall energy is the 8 of Cups. So it looks like we're ready to walk away. We're kind of finished with something. We've had enough. What I'm feeling is that this week, we kind of see something for what it is. I think many people have been living in denial of certain situations or not seeing things clearly. And then this week, we see it. Now, I feel like we see it, number one, because we have that Venus-Atlantis conjunction. And it's also conjunct the asteroid Wisdom. And that asteroid Wisdom was also conjunct the new moon. So we do have this, a lot of knowledge coming to us suddenly. And this big energy wave is going to open up our heart in a way that our soul and our heart can take control over our ego. And so we're going to see things from a different perspective that we didn't see before. We also have that T-square between Jupiter, Neptune, and Saturn. And then we have asteroid Karma coming through there and opposing Saturn. So a big karmic release. And that means walking away from a situation that's probably been following you for many lifetimes. Now this could be a person, a situation, a job. Could be a belief. Certain beliefs that you held that are no longer serving you, and you finally see that and you're ready. You're ready to walk away. This is also the search for spiritual enlightenment, the search for truth. And I think this week, with this big wave of energy, it's going to make it easier for people to tune in to their soul, and that's going to wake them up a bit. And people are going to be searching for more meaning in their life, looking for the truth. So the hidden influence is the 2 of Swords. So this shows us right here that we're at an impasse. We're at a fork in the road. Which way are we going to go? Difficult choices. This can also be the energy of you've made your choice, but you haven't implemented it yet. So you already know what you're going to do, but you're making a strategy in order to implement it. This card is also about balance. And I'm getting that a lot. I've been talking about that a lot. We need to find balance in many areas of our life right now. We're balancing the masculine and feminine. We're also balancing the conscious mind with the unconscious mind. That means confronting our shadow side, and seeing things from a different perspective, going deep within and confronting those things that we hide from ourselves, our fears, our insecurities. And we need to balance our emotions with our mind. And last week I talked about this as well. And I said you should balance more towards the mental, that your emotions had the chance to run away with you if you weren't careful. And with this big wave of love energy, it is going to have us in our heart and feeling emotional. But this card is telling me that this week we need to be careful about not being too mental. Swords are mental. And I feel what could happen is we get stuck in our head. And when we get stuck in our head in ego, it's hard to make a decision because we're just spinning our wheels. Or looking at it too logically without looking at it emotionally it's repressing that energy. And it's the emotion, the love emotion that you're going to feel that's really going to let you see that there really is no choice, that you really need to move on. You can see she's blindfolded because she doesn't know where she's going. It's hard. It's hard when you're walking away, yet you don't see where you're coming to, what the future looks like. That's why Spirit is giving us a hint with their advice for us. And they're showing us the Empress card. Spirit's saying, walk away, it's okay. Everything is going to be better than ever. I want you to look at these two cards together. One is rock, ice, darkness, cold. Nothing's growing. And one is a garden, flowers, blossoming, abundance, rich, sensual material. And the Empress is really that Venus and Taurus energy. Venus rules Taurus as well as Libra, but I really think of this card as more representing the Taurus energy because the Empress is all about sensuality and the springtime, the rebirth of spring. So you see there's nothing left here for you anymore. Everything's gone. Everything that could have been used is done. There's only coldness and darkness. But walk towards the light. And there's healing for you there. And there's love for you there. There's abundance there. The Empress is the female principle. Creativity and rebirth. The Empress represents, giving birth. And we know when we give birth, there's labor pains involved. But once you get that baby, you forget all about the labor pains. Well, sort of. you don't really forget about them, but you realize that they were worth what you got. And so that's what Spirit's saying. That we're in some growing pains, but in the process we're birthing a new self, a beautiful new self, and a beautiful new life full of growth and abundance and attainment. Now on these cards, they each have a moon. This one has a full moon on it. This one has a new moon. The Eight of Cups is generally seen to show that it's going to take about a month for you to implement these changes. And what I'm feeling is that this is actually what we're going through right now with the new moon. It's representing a new beginning. But we have a choice here at this beginning, which direction we're going to take. You know, the universe is always giving us opportunities and new chances to go in the direction of our soul. And then this card has the full moon. So I feel like by the next full moon, which is on May 22nd, in the sign of Sagittarius, by that full moon, we're going to be ready to go. And new moons are about creating something, creating the life that you want. And full moons bring culminations. So we're making the decision. We're beginning the manifestation process. And then we're able to walk away. I also drew a card from the Ascended Masters deck. I should mention that these cards that I'm using are the Tarot Illuminati by Eric Dunn. And this one is from the Ascended Masters deck by Doreen Virtue. And the card is see the other person's point of view. So likely the situation that you're walking away from involves another person, and we're being asked to see from that person's point of view. And that means that when we see their point of view, we're able to have more compassion for them. We're able to be kinder to them. And it's going to be a hard decision, don't get me wrong. But you're really going to be in touch with your soul this month. And remember that karmic aspect too. We're releasing karma. And it's okay to do it. Just do it gently. Don't have to do it in a very aggressive sort of way. But do it with kindness. And see the divineness in the other person. Everyone's just muddling through life as best as they can. In the description of this card, Doreen Virtue talks about like being in a tug of war with someone and kind of letting go of the rope. And I think that's a great analogy. It's time to not keep resisting. Let go of the battles. And just tune into the guidance that you're getting. It's going to lead you in the right direction. So some big changes coming up for us in the near future this month. And likely some new revelations. Again, if you'd like to book a reading with me, you can visit my website at Eclipse Astro. I do astrology readings and tarot readings. Have a great week. Really enjoy the energy. Stay positive. And I'll talk to you next week.